About
Yeah, I was saying in my last 16 years of battle rapping, I did more in 2 years than in 14 for my brand. Like from not being in battle rap. That's the craziest part.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me ask you: Do you miss preparing? Do you miss the stage? Do you miss the oohs and the ahs? Do you miss that shit? Or
I miss the oohs and the ahs. The preparing, hell no. When I had to do that light preparing with Saga for Wale Mania, and that's not even what it would be like in a real battle. That shit was hell, bro. I mean, maybe it's because my birthday was coming up with regular life of everything that I be having to do now. That shit was like, I'm like, yo, how the hell did I how did I do this? Staying up wild late, that shit was crazy.
Now, I know you got other things going on. I know you see what's going on in the culture. DNA, a lot of things have changed, man. I love hip hop so much, but a lot of shit in battle rap, I don't be like it. I'm old now. I give them my dusty old 40s now. I don't like this shit that be going on. This shit is real WWE. It's like grown ass men doing little nigga shit to me. It's like I be talking to young niggas, and it be like, and it's like I don't understand things have changed so much, man. What has changed in your eyes from when you came into this culture at a young age? Because you were a young prodigy. People talk about Chess and these young niggas. Yeah. You were young as hell in this coming to this shit.
Yeah, I mean the thing that changed the most is just like who people give validity to. Like you remember they crucified me when I went on Uncle Rod's shit and said my joint about the spaces, but that's not, like I'm standing on it. Not that I think.
Yo, niggas was tight at you, son. Niggas was doing spaces.
I want them to be. But my whole thing is like, yo, listen, it's just like when I did my comment on bootleggers. If you a bootlegger, why would you be in agreement to what I'm saying? That's the worst thing you can hear. Oh shit, he's calling me out. But what I was saying was any tool is cool. You know what I mean? StreamYard is good if you're using it to push something forward. So are spaces. But the things that are talked about and conducted and had in there, the bad outweighs the good. That's the point I was trying to make. Like, yes, did battles get set up because of the spaces? Absolutely. Did we find new talent because of the spaces? Absolutely. But that's not the main thing it's used for. 80% of what it's used for is drama, gossiping, and giving a voice to people that have no business to have them. And
okay, stay with the voice, the people that we giving voices to. How does that work in your opinion? Because I feel like even myself and me, Jay Black, a lot of us who came into this game, Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast, trapping it, we had to start off, to get our name up with brothers like yourself to respect us.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is this, right? I would say you, Jay Black. It's a couple more out there. Uncle Rod, like y'all are anomalies. Y'all don't fit the criteria of what I was saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is everybody's not qualified to have a conversation. It's not even just what I'm saying with having an opinion. Everybody's entitled to have an opinion. What I'm saying is just because you don't like me, that does not mean tomorrow you get to have a full-blown conversation with me and talk to me all kind of ways because you don't like the way I battle rap. Like, why would I even give you that type of, you're not qualified to be telling me that. You can have your opinion, but I think that's what it is. Like, people sit there and question, yo, the biggest thing is when they say there's not stars in battle rap. No, there are stars in battle rap. Niggas don't carry themselves like that. You can't tell me you a star if you accessible. If 50 Cent's fans can hang out with him every day, there would be no meet and greet. There would be no reason to buy a ticket to the concert. I could just go on spaces and hang out with 50 Cent. But people don't value themselves like that, so they're willing to say, oh, but you're not 50 Cent. Well, how do you think you're going to get anywhere close? You're not going to get it by talking to people. First of all, when somebody gets to know you on a different basis, the allure of you disappears. The mystique is
facts.
Now you go from DNA to, man, I got that nigga's number. Yo, man, I was just talking to that nigga every day. And then after a while, you become Eric. Then the niggas start calling you by your real name. So that's what happens. And then a nigga tell a nigga they did good in one battle. And now, bro, you can't tell me, right? It's the only culture where all a nigga got to do is say something funny, give an opinion, bark on somebody that the culture don't like, and they'll jack them. And then 3 weeks later, this nigga's a pedophile. This nigga's this, that. That's why it's happening. Because y'all just woke them niggas in immediately. So as soon as a nigga says a joke, oh man, that's my man. Oh man, he likes me.
That's crazy.
It's bro. And then they start finding out all type of skeletons because it's like, bro, what is the process to be accepted? It's too easy, bro.
Like Luck said, we're not screening the clients. We're not screening the clients.
You gotta screen the clients, bro. You gotta screen the clients. And my whole thing is somebody can have a voice and they can do whatever, but I'm just saying they shouldn't be put on a pedestal that they are that fast. Because let's just be honest, even how you handle it, with aside from the shit you be saying about clips, with that you be going crazy. But 90% of the time, you give your opinion respectfully, you know what I mean, about the battles. On there, I feel like people just it'd be too much, man. But it is like when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm not saying it like it's gonna change. I'm just saying my opinion. Like I feel like this is the new that's like me going at the shade room. They're not gonna stop reporting. That's what they do. Right. People that like it, that's into that. I'm just saying, if you ask me, I think that's the problem with battle rap is that instead of pushing the culture forward, like it's just all these weird ass storylines that have nothing to do with a battle. That's about people's business, and everybody's more invested than that than actually getting, you know what I mean, good battles.
So, do you think we're going to see you this year at all? Where it's June 4th, sir. Do you think we'll see you before the year's out? That's the $1 million question we want to know, sir. Are we going to see DNA sometime this year? The waiting game. Is that what we're doing? The waiting game?
I mean, it's not really a waiting game. Hopefully, if you ask me, I would want to.
Okay.
I want to do the battle before the year's out.
Okay. And you and leagues are good. Like URL, I'm pretty sure still in conversation. How many times they reach out to you to see where you at right now? Do you good? You know what I mean? We just checking.
Right. Chilla reached out to me before
as he should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he reached out to me before he did the first TBL event. Daylight and Nitty, and I was like, nah. At that time, I wasn't ready to come back, so I didn't even entertain it. Then I hit him back, and I was like, yo, what's up? And then he was like, yo, I already did the card or whatever. And then we talked a little bit then. And then I didn't even know, but shout out to Scoop. He reached out to me.
Okay, shout out Scoop.
And then I just got back to him. Then he was like talking to me about getting on the card that he had, but the number, you know what I mean? We couldn't get that right. And as far as URL, well, I talked to them a lot. So it's kind of like they already knew where I was at with it. So we only started really getting into the conversation when they seen I had interest to do it. Because other than that, like, I'm doing everything else. And they, I got a good relationship with them. So they know what I'm doing. So it really was like, I already know he's in that space. But now that I started saying it, like, because I only went, really realistically, I only want to do one. And then I'm going to chill for another year.
3 years, so 2-3 years. That's what you gonna do?
I just want to do another one. So, you know what I mean? I was just trying to see if we can make that happen. So hopefully, before the year is out, man.
You and Lux? That's what we really want, though. If you're gonna come back, though, sir.
I mean, that setting up a battle, you know what I mean, with him is difficult, man. It's a lot that goes into that. So.
Why is that, Lux? I love you, but why is it gotta be difficult though? Shout out, Lux. That's my guy, man.
So a lot of things gotta be
aligned.
Yeah, aligned and orchestrated, and then on my behalf, things gotta be aligned. So we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, possibly. I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't know. We'll see. But shit, shout out to him with the move that he did with Joey Badass. That shit was fire.
How you feel about all that Joey Badass New York verse? Because I was sitting there at the time like, all right, bro, nobody gonna stand next to Joey. Like, I just wanted one New York nigga to stand next to Joey Badass. And it's just crazy. Reason, Rayvon, Daylight, he's Dolo, I thought that was good on Lux's part to come out and show solidarity. How you felt about that?
Yo, what's so crazy is I don't understand Daylight, man, but that's another conversation for another day.
What you mean understand Daylight, D? What you mean?
I'm understanding him, bro. Like,
in battle rap or rapping? What you mean, period? What you mean?
It's him. I mean, I guess he set it up that way for people not to understand him, but I don't know. I had Joey Badass winning that battle.
Absolutely.
But my thing was, I don't like being a clout chasing type of guy. So it's like, people was even writing me. I'm like, why would I do that? Nobody said my name. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like I don't try to, and that was kind of my thing, like, right? Like, my issue with people was, if you having your moment, I'm going to always be so confident in myself, I allow you to have your moment. Okay. It's only a problem when I'm having my moment and you try to cut my moment short or throw shade on my moment or dim the light on my moment that I go, okay, then we're really not friends like I thought. So that's the same respect to Joey. Like, I saluted him. I spoke to him briefly. Like, yo, you killing it. But that's his moment. You know what I mean? Now, if I was down with his crew or I had something to do with Daylight, then I would get in. Like, I don't feel like Lux clout chase because he has something to do with that.
Right. Agreed.
Dan works the battle like it fit Lux perfectly. Chess move by Lux, chess move by Joey Badass. But anybody else just reach in when your name wasn't being said, it's like, bro, just sit back and, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, I was just talking to Rain about that today. Like, people lost a lot of battles because they don't sit back and just watch the moment. You feel me? Like, don't be on somebody else's time. I think that's the craziest thing that people don't understand. Like, even you see when people come at me three, like, I don't respond because when you respond right away, it's a sign of desperation. When you sit back and wait, you get to assess the situation, and then you really get to see, do the people really like the person that's coming at you, or do they just like the idea of you engaging back with them?
Wow, that's ill. That's ill, my nigga. That's ill.
When the time goes by, you really get to see, like, okay, they really didn't like him. They just wanted me to engage back with him, and that's what it was about. And then after the time passes, if you feel like, okay, so they did want to see him engage, and you feel like it's something you should respond to, then do it. But that's why I don't know, bro. I'm so happy that and I've realized, like, I'm in a place where it's not too many, but I don't think people is in a place in life where what people say don't really bother them, because it's like, then you live in your truth. So to me, I feel like I live in my truth. So what somebody else says, even when I only responded to shout out to him too. I'm waiting to see his comeback battle. I don't got no bad feelings or ill will, K-Shine, but I only responded to that because of the timing. Just coming out when my mom died. It was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Like, this gotta be now I feel like I gotta shut it down and let y'all know my side of the story. But if that God willing, my mom didn't pay, I would have never look, I had already
you'd have never addressed it then. You'd have never.
No, and that's why I said I'm not gonna talk about it again. But that was just bad timing as far as the universe. Like, that was like something I can't, you know what I mean? And I could admit, right? Like, looking back on it, I was in a vulnerable space. I lost my mother. So it's like, I didn't want to hear none of that. But that's the only reason why. Now that would have just been what it is. Because my whole thing is, like, even after that, majority of people understood what I was saying. But then you have your people that just, my point is, when you hear something, right? It's so crazy how you can hear something and automatically you think that's the truth. So that's what I'm fighting against. I'm fighting against you just hearing, regardless of whether I'm the person saying it or not. That doesn't make it true because I said it. But if you can believe it that fast, I'm not competing with that. Cool.
Not to get personal, you guys are good, or it's like, you know?
Nah. I mean, we're not bad. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't talk to him.
Right. Okay.
Not bad, but yeah, I mean, I spoke to her, like I said, he reached out to me when my mom passed away, but other than that, nah. But you know, like, for me, man, and I guess for other people, right? And I think people don't understand that part with me also, is that people always think that people are meant to be in your life forever. And I guess dealing with death at a young age teaches you they're not. And sometimes, regardless whether it's me, I'm not here to get into who's right or wrong.
Right.
And, but sometimes people are there for a time period. Sometimes you have people that are there forever.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are there to show you things and teach you things. So you just got to take what it is, enjoy the moment. Like, you know what I mean? One thing I won't do is I'm not the guy that's ever going to erase history. Like, we made a lot of history.
Y'all niggas, man, together, son. Jesus Christ, man.
That's gonna be something that people talk about for ages, as they should, because it was historical. And you know what I mean, he's a legend. So I got nothing but the utmost respect for him. And like I said, as a fan, I'm ready to see him come back. So I'm
It's
waiting.
been a while, OD. I be trying to kill your car. We ain't seen a brother bad in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, good.
But like I said, he's not moving on. He's moving on his time, which is a great thing, man, because he knows what he's coming to do when he does it. So
right,
yeah.
Right. Do you ever stand back and look at the situation, battle rap, in the sense of, a lot of people are like, oh, DNA battles so much, you on every card. Now you fall back, your other ventures going on, you're making bread other places and shit like that. And some people that were saying that, there's battle rap peers, right? But they still here stagnated in this toxic ass culture, while DNA's I am doing moves and niggas are calling Eric instead of DNA.
You know what's so crazy, Three, that I think that's the most thing. Like, to me, it'd be like, I still feel like people don't know me in battle rap because they'll see certain things and then they'll be like, it'd be confusing to them. But people that actually got relationships know me. Like, I'm petty. I'm just not a loud person being petty. So I'm always going to keep the receipt. And I feel like I'm always going to get somebody back if they said something or did something funny. It's just they not going to know that that's the thing that I like. Because I don't respond and I'm not in spaces, you won't even know what came across my desk. You'll just see the aftermath of it. But just know I probably heard it, or, you know what I mean, it got back to me. So, I'll be laughing at what people be saying, and then the end result be like, you know what I mean? Like I said with Easy, like, you couldn't tell that nigga, yo, I don't need no DNA, but he's not worth it. I'll be DNA's come back. I'll bet. It's like, whoa, what happened? What happened, champ? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, that I've learned not battle rapping. That when I came back, I'm no longer humble.
You're no longer what?
Nah, I'm no longer humble because
you've been humble. I've known you for years. You've been humble. Now you're not humble.
No, but I feel like that's a facade of being who I really am. That's why I said people don't really know me, because my whole thing is in the process of being humble. You'll have somebody like that think they're on my level and you're not even close. So it's like, why do all of that when I could just simply say from the rip, you're not on my level? And then I literally had the culture, like I said, they was making it seem like something it wasn't. And then I had to branch out, and now everybody is. The funniest thing out of all of it is even the fans, the same ones that said I battled to. Yo, bro, I get asked, when am I coming back 20, 40 times a day? Because I stream on TikTok. So like in my live, that's all they ask.
When you coming back? When you coming back? When you coming back? Do you miss the culture?
Mind you, I got told my whole career, yo, you battle too much. So I'm like, yo, wow, this is what it feels like to just, you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's like, if I was whack and I didn't have it no more, they would be happy because I left on their terms. Nobody likes, you leave your girl, she leave her man, you leave a friendship, and you left on your terms, it always leaves some bitter taste. So it's like, people know I can still do it. They know I'm still good, but I just said, I got something else to do. So I left on my terms. They don't want that. So that's why I said, nah, come back, nigga.
Did you ever think about going to Wild 'N Out?
Yeah, I suppose I tried out for it. I didn't make it originally before anybody else. Really? Khan had his audition and I had mine.
You didn't make it? If you might be asking how, just can you explain that to me?
Well, maybe I'm gonna be honest. Now, if I did it, I believe I would make it 100%. But then it wasn't on them; it was on me. Like, I don't feel like I displayed my character and my personality like I would now. So I was kind of like, of course, when it came to doing the rapping part, I bodied that. But the humor and all of that, like, I was still kind of like, and that's the thing too. Like, I always said that too. Like, with battle rap and all that, even with friends, when you grow up with people and they already found out who they are because they may be older than you, or some people figure it out faster than others. A lot of times people would use that as a handicap when you find yourself, because now to them it's like you changed or you're not the same person as you was. But no, it takes, what I mean? For me, I rather take all the time I can, because finding yourself is, what I mean, that's something some people never do. So I say all that to say, like, yeah, I was still finding myself then. So I really didn't display my personality and have everything all together like I do now. So, what I mean? The interview was cool, but it wasn't it wasn't you know what I mean, like an outbreak, like a. You know
Has your goals changed a lot since the last couple of years? Even changing now, your 30s going. I mean, you're long for 40 years old. You're young in 30s, but are you setting yourself? Is DNA setting himself up for his 40s? I should say. You know what I mean, goals wise and everything like that.
40s, 50s, all of that, like
Absolutely.
that, and that's the thing too, where it's like kind of like It's kind of like battle rap now. It's kind of like a high school or college I graduated from. So I'm gonna come back to it when they got the family reunion, the reunions and the alumni and all that. But I'm not living on campus no more. It's like I look crazy being there, and that's the other thing too, bro. Like just from a real standpoint, and people won't have to hear this. Like even me just coming back, I'm gonna have to go to events. I'm gonna have to listen to spaces and because it's negative, and that's not where I'm at right now.
Right.
I know when I come in there, it's no brother polite shit, no disrespect. I'm gonna have to, you know what I mean, dissect and do all that. But on a regular day basis, I've evolved and grown so much as a person. Like, bro, people will never notice, but everybody that's around me, bro, I used to yell and argue and do all of that every day. Like about the right things though, but I would just get too emotionally invested, too opinionated, and do all that. Like I've done a 180, and I partake that in leaving battle rap too because I don't got that aggression no more, that anger or the debatingness. You know, I just left all that shit alone to, you know what I mean, evolve as a person. So, you know what I mean? You know, the fans don't want to hear shit like that because they want you to, because people always want to remember you how they first seen you because they love with. But, you know, I have no shadow of a doubt if I came back though, I'll get back there. I'm not that far removed, but yeah, just on a day-to-day, that's not really, you know what I mean? What I be on.
What are you, Tay-Rock, doing Money in the Bank June 7th, man? Talk to me about that, man.
Oh, yeah, June 7th, man. This Saturday, shout out to my people at American Whiskey. So I did a backlash watch party there. I've been doing all my the Knicks watch parties there. So it's a bar, big bar, probably could fit like 500 people. Got in touch with the owner. They big wrestling fans, big basketball fans, and you know what I mean. Me and Rock linked up, so we got a Money in the Bank watch party. Everybody that watches this that wants to pull up, that lives in the New York City tri-state area, pull up. We do have a briefcase with 2 Gnome tickets in there, so you can win 2 tickets to Gnome. We got merchandise for me and Rock in there, and Rock's opponent for Gnome might be in there too. So we might be doing a lot of announcing. And I'm doing a lot of announcing, a lot of unveiling. So
I know a few things. That's gonna be a goodie though, but I can't.
This Saturday, 6 p.m.
Are you going to Gnome? Obviously going to Gnome, right?
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
Right. Let me ask you, how much is battle rap in the sense of not being in New York so frequently? Did that hurt battle rap? Am I being a homer by saying I'm a New Yorker? I'm a New Yorker that we don't have a lot of battles once a year.
I think Smack was ill for taking it on the road, but I think he took it on the road too much. The point that it needed it needed to come back. Like it's been going way too long, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
What's your take on R-Truth getting fired, man?
I think that shit is crazy. I think that shit
I saw your tweet.
Yeah, I think that's a bad move. I mean, but listen, right? I knew that was gonna happen. Like, so that's the thing that always starts off. Not with him per se getting fired, but when you got a new company at first, they're going to try to keep everything sustainable and you know what I mean, do everything to enhance it and say, yo, we're here to make it better. And then after that first year, they're going to do 2 things. 1, try to do what they wanted to do from the beginning when they brought it. And then 2, realize all the careless money that they think they spent and figure out a way to stop doing that.
Did you see the clip going around where he talked about Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard, when he said Bruce Pritchard told him something that, you know, he made a comment and Road Dogg, I saw something online. I watch wrestling still. Road Dogg called Bruce Pritchard and was like, yo, don't be talking R-Truth like that. And, you know, Road Dogg kind of like looked out for R-Truth at one particular time from the story that I've seen online. Do you think it has anything to do with, I don't want to race car and pull the race car, but how much do you think that played a part? Or didn't play a part, maybe?
I don't know if it plays a part. I know him being 50-something. They looking at it TKO as a business, like
right, okay.
Like, and I mean, like, but you know, because at their point they just a business. You see what I'm saying? Where Vince McMahon comes from a wrestling family, so he understands the value that R-Truth, the comic relief he brings. That you know what I mean. We still need him over here. Them, they just looking at it like, why are we paying this guy this? That's not really an in-ring performer like that or past his prime. You know, that's how they look at it. They look at numbers. So they actually gave him another contract. It was just significantly lower from what he got.
Okay. Don't ever put a tweet out there you went to urgent care, because your urgent care tweet was crazy, my nigga. I almost hit you up like, yo, dog, you good? Then I have to scroll down like, yo, my nigga, you had to tell the culture it's about the Knicks.
You know what's so crazy, right? I was so sad about the Knicks loss, and I was so sauced up that usually I put in the tweet, because I was doing it on Instagram the whole series. Yo, I'm in urgent care after this Knicks loss. So nobody, you know what I mean? I don't play with stuff like that, God. I do that so people know. I was drunk that night, taking shots. Like, so that was the ill thing too. We was watching Game 6 at American Whiskey, just so people know who could pull up, like all type of. I'll tell you the craziest thing, right? So one day I'm doing a Raising Kanan recap, and I happen to mention, I can't tell y'all the character because then y'all know the story. I mentioned a certain character, and I look up, I see it get reposted, and I'm like, okay, because I made a lot of new fans from doing recaps and all that other stuff. So, you know, they'll post it like, oh, this rhyme is dope. But when I look at it, it's the guy that plays my guy Brandon. He plays Detective Garcia on the show. But his post is not, yo, shout out to DNA for a fire recap. Yo, DNA did the power recap. I've been watching them since grind time. This is crazy. So I'm like, yo, you never know who really watches battle rap for that time period. So Detective Garcia, the one that's in Raising Kanan, he's a battle rap fan too. So I say what I have to say. We was watching Game 6 with him. He came to the American Whiskey to the watch party. So we was in there buying us shots. I'm gone. And then I tweeted it, just trying to get the tweet off, and forgot that. And then when I seen everybody DMing me, yo, are you good? Are you okay? I'm like, I look back at the tweet. I'm like, oh, nah, this ain't because of the Knicks. I had to clear it up. I had to delete it. But yeah, man.
Nigga D was saucy.
I don't be drinking like that. So I was finished that day. Right, but yeah, man, shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to my guy Brandon, man. Amazing job acting on Raising Kanan, man. Pulled up on me. Yo, shout out to my guy Rob Cuz too, man. He got me in connections. I actually did, aside from the freestyle I did outside, I did a Nick freestyle for MSG Network. So that came out the same day as the game. Yo, shout out to my guy Rob.
You know, one thing I'm going to use the word admire about you. I like about you a lot. I think a lot of you young battle rappers need to do with DNA. I think you've done a great job. A few of y'all battle rappers, though, but you've done a great job making good connections and shit. You know what I mean? Being professional and rubbing shoulders with good people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? 50, Crazy. You've done a lot of dope shit, man. A lot of you young niggas don't know. The brother Harry who's investors and shit. Niggas about investors in battle rap. DNA had a lot of shit going on that you young niggas do not know about. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that, man. So, yeah, man. Listen, brother, before you go, I hope to see you back in battle rap, man. You are missed. You know, us old battle rap fans, been watching you for years. You know what I mean? I hope to see you at Nome, though. I'll be at Nome. I hope to see you at Nome, man.
Oh, where you pulling up?
Yeah, I'll pull up at Nome. I ain't missing Nome. In New York, I gotta touch the ground. I gotta touch the URL soil, NYC, because I know it's gonna be lit. I know everybody's popping out for that. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna see you over there. I'll be there.
Absolutely. D, you know I love you like cook food. I appreciate you as always, King.
All right, bro.
My guy, man. Shout out to the legend, motherfucking DNA. Y'all know the vibes already. You heard?